Good afternoon. It's November the 9th, 2017. Time to recap today and take a look at tonight and tomorrow. Well, we have another Republican, a Republican this time, accused of unwanted sexual behavior with minors. Judge Roy Moore down in Alabama. So everybody's all at Twitter about that. Again, don't know if it's true or if it isn't, but I tell you what, that mindset, the politicians have a hard time keeping their eyes on the road and the hand on the steering wheel. A lot of them do. I'm not saying that he did it, but we're going to have just headlines all the time attacking the current government and administration and the Republican Party, and it can bring news spikes to what we're doing. So we just have to pay attention and trade with stops. We came in this morning 79 to 81 was our sell. It got a little higher. Then 84, 86 was our second sell. On the buy side, we had 75, 77 right here. Pick this up. It did produce a winning trade. We caught the top edge of our sell band right here. That produced winning trades. Our next buy was in the 70, 72 area right here. The market paused. So we have a move out of the middle. There's your mom. Move, pause, move. On a measured move, looks like 79 to 70, that's 9 points. 73 to 63, that's 10 points. So you've got 9 points plus here, and you have 10 points down here. And this move, pause, move can give you a pretty accurate projection about where the market might stop. Also have a low volume number right here, and these low volume, high volume numbers, and you can just see how the high volume number played. It paused the market. We had news. The Senate tax bill. It's hard to take them out. Even when you do have news, you get a little bounce right there. So right now the market has recovered. The House bill is out. The Senate bill is out, and it passed in the House, and it'll go to the Senate. It'll pass. Go to the Senate bill will pass. Then it'll go to reconciliation. It's the way that works. We do live in interesting times, don't we? Okay, tax bill has rallied. Tax proposal ideas about the tax bill has rallied the market since November the 9th. Take the tax bill away, the market's going to sell. And that's what we're looking at right now. So F1 says find a place to sell it. F2. We have a P put in backwards, so we did get some short covering down here in the 65 area. 65 to 95 is 30 points. Anywhere between 20 and 70 points is the corrections that you can get in a bull market. So we're in line there. Tomorrow we have consumer sentiment at 100. And we have Baker Hughes rig count. Might come in lower than forecast. Don't have to drill wells. American production is as high as it's been since set a new record at 9.62 million barrels per day. And you have petroleum liquids that go with that. So the United States, that would put us over 12 million. The United States is right now the world's largest producer of petroleum and petroleum liquids. So consumer sentiment will be the news focus. Fallout from the Senate and Republican House tax bills will be the second the market will get. So we're at 80 right now. Assuming the market were to close right here, I'd like to do it a little better. There's 80. Let's sell right in here at 80. There's a little ledge right there at the top of value. So 80, 82 would be sell 1. 85, 87 would be sell 2. The buy side last rotate down stopped at 73, so 76, 74, buy 1. And then 69, 71, buy 2. And if the I don't know how long it takes to resolve things when they first the bills have to pass the respective houses, and I don't know how long that process will take, but I know they wanted something signed before Christmas, so that's probably the deadline. But the Republicans better be careful. They the incumbents up there that are blocking this stuff, we've already had a lot of them drop out of the races, and there's going to find it hard to just become a representative or a senator and hold their office if they're rhinos. Okay, lower high, lower low with the note, find a place to sell it. The F2 screen. We have 2 distributions started in F period. If I do an I split right here, we've got a B. The 30-year auction by coverage we thought would be deemed at best a mediocre. That's what the auction was. Nobody got too excited about it one way or the other. So 7 to 11, sell 1. That's where resistance is. 15 to 19, sell 2. On the buy side, 1 to 5. We usually have a pause day after we've had an auction, and then 25 to 29, buy 2. Market's operating under the idea that there's going to be an interest rate increase come December, and 80% probability of such. That changes, but it's usually north of 70, depending on how the short-term paper trades. The Fed Funds paper does. Okay, looking at the 30-year, and I do apologize for missing, but my neighbor was in a panic and ran over and had flooding, and I ran with him and thought we would get back in time, but I didn't. But the basement renovation, clean up water leaks, insurance companies will be happy about this. Okay, 154 even, 154.04, number 1, sell 7 to 11. Pick up this area right here. 15 to 19, sell 2. On the buy side, 20 to 24. 13 to 17, buy 1. And I'm guessing tomorrow's a pause day. It usually is. Buy 2, 5 to 9. So we'll just play it for. If we had to make a trade at the market, it would be from the short side. But we will play it for a pause consolidation day. Get started that way anyway. Looking at gold, higher low, higher high, can trade higher. Weakness in the stock market and news out of Saudi Arabia is causing the news spikes in this particular contract. So we had a short at 88.90 this morning. We'll make it 89 to 91, raise it a little bit. 94, 96, sell 2. On the buy side, 85, 83, picking up the bottom of value, that high volume number there, buy 1. And then 79 to 81. Don't have a lot of news to drive tomorrow's trading. I don't think anything will be resolved between the House and the Senate tomorrow. I guess, when does Trump get back? Sunday? Or next week? Yeah, maybe this trip I think was what, 13 days, so it might be into next week. But okay, looking at crude oil. Inside day, we're holding the gains. Got a seller above 57.50, and it looks like we got a buyer below 56.50. 56.75 held today. So that information on the F1 says we'll have a trading range market tomorrow. Have a P with volume high in the distribution, so we can buy into weakness. So 56.75, 57 by 1, 56.50, 56.25 by 2. Now, the OPEC meeting is this month. When they are trying to get the attention of members who are prone not to cut production or cheat, sometimes a week, 10 days before the actual meeting hits, they'll bomb the market. It's a little early for that, but that's always a possibility too. So normally the big guys will sideline themselves until the OPEC news is out. I mean, they're already long. The refiners, the producers, the exporters, the importers, the remarketers, the specs in the cash market. And I remember once working with Coke, and it was done in the cash market. It was not done in the futures market. They made a bet in the cash market. It's the biggest bet that they'd ever made in the cash market for 10 million barrels of cash crude. Now, that was a big deal for them. And in those days, they normally would have 60, 70,000 futures contracts on between heating oil and gasoline and crude oil. But they were really proud of that trade. I remember Randy and Jim talking about that, and they sweat bullets for a little over 6 weeks before that trade, and it was done purely on fundamentals, and they were pleased that their research was right. They were really disgruntled that they had to wait so long for the trade to materialize. Okay, the euro's higher today. If the United States does not cut taxes as proposed, the euro will trade higher. And the news coming out today was the Senate bill was vastly different than the House. Buy the euro, sell the US dollar. So here's our move out of the middle, and we've come up. We had a 65.75 sell. Took a long time to get there, but we are there right now, so we'll pretty strong. So 75 to 85. Sell 1, 117 even, 117.10, sell 2. On the buy side, 61 was the last rotate down, so we'll make 50 to 60 buy 1. And then our 25 to 35 buy 2. So the currencies, gold, treasuries, and the stock market are all waiting for resolution. See what the Trump tax bill is going to be. What's that going to actually be passed? And right now, we don't know. And I don't think anybody's making strong bets one way or the other, because the Republican Party has proven that they're Trump's biggest enemies. So we may not get something through. With that said, I will see you bright and early in the morning Y'all have a great evening. I think we're supposed to get to 55 today, and then back into high 40s or 50s for the weekend. I'm out of here.